Supporters of the ITV soap duo, lovingly nicknamed Swarla, are anxiously hoping for an engagement. Viewers of Coronation Street believe they've figured out a major upcoming moment for Lisa Swain and Carla Connor after spotting a dropped hint. Fans of the pairing, widely referred to as Swarla, are anticipating a proposal after being let down last week when Carla's attempt to ask the big question went badly wrong. The underworld factory owner never got the chance to propose, despite being riddled with nerves beforehand, with only her nephew Ryan Connor aware of her secret plan. Fans were thrilled at the thought of the underworld boss preparing to propose, especially since it was only a few months after she had turned down Lisa's marriage offer. Back then, Carla couldn't say yes to Lisa because the proposal came right after the heartbreaking loss of her colleague, PC Craig Tinker, who died in the line of duty following a brutal attack from Michaelis. However, determined to show she wanted a future with the detective sergeant, Carla went ahead to buy a ring and anxiously prepared to ask the question herself. Unfortunately, Carla's attempt at a proposal didn't unfold the way she had hoped, after Ryan Connor's advice on how to pop the question left her second-guessing herself. Once inside the Rover's return, with Lisa turning up late, the moment was interrupted by Debbie Webster. Debbie asked the pair for their opinions on her own wedding invitations, which quickly pulled Lisa into conversation. She then pressed Lisa about how her late wife, Becky, had asked her to marry her. And that's when Carla's carefully laid plan began to unravel. Lisa recalled that Becky had taken her to a restaurant and slipped the engagement ring into a glass of bubbly. As she shared the memory, Glenda Shuttleworth appeared with champagne flutes, right as Carla was preparing to do the very same thing, forcing her to call it off. Yet only a few days later, a fresh Swarla development left fans convinced they know what's coming next. 3 Coronation Street spoiler videos reveal terror amid major emergency. There's fear ahead on Coronation Street next week as one resident makes a major blunder, another finds themselves blackmailed, and a third battles personal turmoil in brand new teaser clips. Just another typical week of chaos in Weatherfield, where drama lurks around every corner. Asha Alahan finds herself rattled after a harrowing shift, as the pressures of her trainee paramedic role begin to take a serious toll on her mental and emotional well-being. Meanwhile, Jenny Connor steps into a storm of trouble when her sworn rival, Christina Midgley, slinks back onto the cobbles, forcing a tense confrontation with George Shuttleworth. And as if that weren't enough, sparks fly between Tracy Barlow and Abby Webster in a fiery street showdown, leaving residents and viewers on edge. After all, in Weatherfield, you can always expect tempers to flare. For those who simply can't wait until the weekend, we've got an exclusive sneak peek to keep your Coronation Street craving satisfied, offering a glimpse into all the drama, tension, and shocking twists ahead. Asha finds herself in danger when a patient lashes out during treatment, hurling cruel insults, scratching her, then spitting on the ground before launching a bottle at the ambulance. The terrifying ordeal leaves Asha shaken, triggering a flashback and a panic attack later in the Rover's beer garden. Meanwhile, Jenny is far from pleased when Christina makes an unexpected return to the Rovers, especially after her earlier catfishing stunt left a bitter taste. Without wasting a second, Jenny demands to know why Christina is back in Weatherfield, her suspicion clear in every word. Convinced that Christina is plotting to manipulate George for her own gain, Jenny confronts her head-on, only to be met with the truth. Christina has returned for a far more innocent purpose, organizing a funeral, not scheming behind anyone's back. Elsewhere, Tracy takes obvious delight in tormenting Abby over her affair with Carl Webster, repeatedly reminding her that the hush money is still outstanding. When Abby snaps, claiming she doesn't have the cash, Tracy leans in with a sly warning that she's more than ready to reveal everything to Kevin Webster. As Abby threatens to fight back, Tracy delivers a chilling reminder. Any attempt to push back would only ensure that her secret fling is exposed, leaving Abby trapped by her own choices. Here's why Coronation Street tears apart one family as Brody is dealt another blow. Coronation Street has dealt another crushing blow to Brody Michaelis as his fragile family life faces even more turmoil. After months of chaos that saw both of his parents imprisoned, it had briefly seemed like Brody and his younger sisters, Joanie and Shanice, were finally finding a sense of stability and normality. But in today's episode, the cracks in that fragile peace were laid bare. Tim shocked Sally by revealing that Brody had once attempted to run away with the girls, a desperate act that underscored the strain the family had been under. Moments later, Brody himself had to break the heartbreaking news to Joanie and Shanice that their mother had been sentenced to 4 years in prison, leaving the siblings reeling with grief. Sally tried to comfort the devastated girls, wrapping them in reassurance. Me, Tim, and your brother will all be here to look after you, and you can call your mom whenever you like. But just as the family clung to that small thread of hope, the situation took another unsettling turn. During their conversation, Tim answered the door to find a social worker arriving, accompanied by a psychologist, ready to assess the family's well-being. The professionals initially indicated that they were happy for Brody and his sisters to remain together, but that fragile calm was shattered when a piercing scream echoed from the garden. Shanice ran in, blood trickling from a gash on her leg, claiming that Joanie was responsible for the injury. Despite Tim and Sally's attempts to downplay Joanie's outburst, the social worker and psychologist left the house looking visibly concerned, casting a shadow over the family's already uncertain future. The episode left viewers on edge, highlighting just how delicate the Michaelis family's situation has become and promising more emotional upheaval in the weeks ahead. I'm afraid we're going to have to remove Joanie for the time being and place her with another family, the social worker gently told a heartbroken Brody, leaving the young boy stunned and tearful. The weight of the news hit him like a physical blow, and it was clear that the once happy household was on the brink of falling apart. In the episodes airing next week, the Michaelis family faces even more heartbreak as Joanie is taken away to stay with her aunt, leaving Brody and his siblings struggling to adjust to life without her. The fracture in their family only deepens, and the tension and sorrow ripple through every interaction, showing just how fragile their world has become. Speaking recently about portraying his on-screen character during this heartbreaking storyline, Ryan Mulvey, who plays Brody, said, "When Brody realizes his family is being torn apart, it feels like his heart is being ripped from his chest. He struggles immensely with the pain and the sense of loss. That heartbreak drives so much of what he does next. The mischief, the rebellion. It all comes from the depth of his love and the desperation to hold his family together." Fans of the long-running soap can catch the emotional turmoil unfold as Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available to stream on ITVX, giving viewers plenty of opportunities to follow the dramatic twists and turns in the Michaelis family saga.